Acting DI Daily, DC Home, Sunhill. We're looking for Lonnie Franks.
Then you've come to the right place.
Can I ask who you are?
I'm his solicitor, Hugo Levinson. This is my house. Come through, we've been expecting you. Through here. A couple of officers of the law to see Lonnie.
Acting DI Daily, this is DC Home, Sunhill. You Lonnie Franks?
Where's Meadows?
Unavailable, I'm afraid.
Never take a policeman's word, eh? I was looking forward to seeing him after all these years.
Care for a drink?
No, thanks. You know why I'm here.
You better be word perfect, seeing as how my brief's in the room.
Right, I'm arresting you for armed robbery. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you'll later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. All right? Come on. Right, we'd like to ask you about a series of robberies that took place at building societies in the area. First of all, I'd like to focus on one of those robberies in which a member of the public was injured, a Mr. Henry Davison. That robbery took place on the 15th of March at 3 p.m. in the afternoon at the City and National Building Society, Canley High Street. Were you involved in that robbery?
No.
You weren't?
I told you no.
What about the robbery at the London Building Society in Flower Street on March the 20th?
No.
The Home Counties Building Society, Channing Street, the 21st?
Never been there.
Lonnie, I thought you were in here to cooperate.
Who told you that? Not me.
DCI Meadows did.
Well, he ain't here, is he?
I'll ask you one more time, Lonnie. Were you anywhere near Canley High Street on the afternoon of the 15th of March?
No, I was out of London all day.
That's the signal to say the tape is coming to an end. We need to pause now and insert another one.
Not going exactly the way you planned it, is it, Inspector?
Which one, Lonnie? Okay. There we go.
Well, we thought you'd come in here to give us a confession.
Really?
Why else did you contact us?
No skin off our nose. You want to play it the hard way.
Just a few more years inside for you.
What exactly have you got on offer if I do cooperate?
No offers, Lonnie, but doubtless the judge will take it into consideration.
That's not much of an incentive, is it?
Best we can do, mate.
Are you sure? There are a few other jobs I could tell you about.
Save it for the tape, would you? Right, this is a taped interview. I'm acting DI Daily, attached to Sunhill Police Station. Other officer present is...
I'll take a break. I need a leak.
OK, interview suspended at 6:11 p.m. We're just taking a break, Gov. Well, because Frank's asked for one. Well, of course I'm doing everything by the book. No, but I reckon he's psyching himself up to cough now. There's a weird atmosphere surrounding him. I can't quite explain it.
Don't let him manipulate you, Jeff. You've got to watch him like a hawk. And Levinson. What do you mean he isn't there? You did offer him legal representation, didn't you?
Of course I did, Gov. He wasn't interested. Hang on.
We're ready to go again, Sarge. I've left Rod babysitting him.
OK. We're about to go again, Gov. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Right, Lonnie, you've told us you were out of London on March the 15th. Now I'd like you to tell us exactly where you were.
I was in Canley High Street.
Canley High Street?
Yeah. At the City and National Building Society.
And what were you doing there?
Holding up the cashier.
You are admitting committing the robbery at the City and National?
Yeah. And I'd also like the robbery in Flower Street to be taken into account and the one in Channing Street.
And who were your two accomplices?
Dennis Potts and Graham Selhurst.
You've seen your client already in custody?
Yes, indeed.
And there's nothing to discuss at this stage, Mr. Levinson, seeing as Lonnie's decided to go guilty.
I think you're labouring under a false impression there, Inspector. Lonnie will plead not guilty to all charges.
He's confessed to a string of robberies. We've got it all on tape.
He tells me you offered him a deal.
We did no such thing. You can hear the tape for yourself. All by the book.
He says the deal was made while the tape was switched off. And now you're reneging on it.
What kind of a deal? We're not at liberty to do deals.
He says you offered to drop the case against him if he gave you the names of his accomplices.
Rubbish.
Did he give you those names?
Yeah, we're checking them out now.
You surely don't expect me to believe he came across with those names voluntarily.
Well, that's what happened. You can listen to the tape.
Oh, I will. I gather there were 2 tapes. Could I have both of them, please?
You're welcome. But, there's nothing on the first one.
How do you mean, nothing on it?
Because Lonnie didn't come up with any information on the first tape.
Ah, but he did on the second.
Yes.
All of a sudden.
Yes.
Rather suspicious, isn't it, this sudden change of mind? Was there a gap between the 2 recordings?
As a matter of fact, yes.
How long a gap?
About half an hour.
Rather a long time to change a tape, don't you think?
I hope you're not suggesting that...
Oh, I'm not suggesting anything at this stage. I'd just like a copy of those tapes, please. Both tapes.
You set the whole thing up, Kerry, and we fell for it hook, line and sinker.
I still don't get it.
Well, first Lonnie arranges to give himself up at his solicitor's, then he makes a flat denial in interview, waits for half an hour or so before he gives a complete confession.
Which he then withdraws.
And that is why he wanted to eke out the gap between the tapes for as long as he could, to make it look as though we're doing a deal with him in the interim.
But it's not going to help him in the long run. We've got the evidence, the video, the cashier's positive ID.
It might not be enough. He's trading on the suspicion surrounding his previous prosecution, the one that Mr. Meadows was involved in. And don't forget, Frank's got off on the basis of a very dodgily acquired confession.
Yeah, but this can be explained in court, can't it?
That's even if it gets to court. In the light of his previous acquittal, the CPS are going to be very reluctant to proceed with a case based on a withdrawn confession.
But the jury aren't necessarily going to know about the previous acquittal, are they?
Yeah, but don't you see? The defence are going to use it as the thrust of their case. I wouldn't be surprised if Levinson helped him plan this whole strategy in advance. Lonnie's not clever enough.
Well, one thing's for sure. The DCI is going to go spare.
Any joy on the 2 names Franks gave us?
Not so far.
I've got a hunch they might just turn out to be bogus. The whole interview was probably a charade from beginning to end.
OK, cheers. Yeah, Mr. Daly's on his way down to collect you now, Mr. Levinson. Can I help you, sir?
Clive Tarrant, Sandhill Chronicle. I'd like to see Mr. Conway, if I may.
Ah, right. I'm afraid he's away on a course at the moment.
Well, then can I see whoever's in charge?
Yeah, sure. I'll get you Inspector Monroe.
Morning, Mr. Levinson.
Sergeant!
We can talk in here. Sam?
Yeah?
Take a seat.
I've come in to ask you to drop the charges against my client, Lonnie Franks.
You can't be serious.
Sergeant Daly, I've listened to the tapes of the interviews you made yesterday.
Yes?
And I have discovered there is a significant time gap between the first and second tape. A gap of some 37 minutes.
Is that right?
I don't need to tell you that I will be drawing the attention of the CPS to that time gap. And to the discrepancy between the statements made by my client on those tapes. It really is most irregular.
Check everything's quiet and home for a good bath, I reckon.
Not me, I've got this Lonnie Franks case to sort out.
Oh, so you're back. Can I have a word? Something's come up.
Well, the cat's away.
Go. Where have you been? I couldn't get you on your mobile.
Battery ran out. So what's going on?
Lonnie Franks.
Yeah, you tell me. You screwed up the interview, but you charged him.
Oh, yeah, and the magistrate refused bail. He's safely banged up. I've just had a call from the CPS. They don't want to proceed with the case.
Why not?
They say we haven't got enough.
Of course we've got enough.
They also think the confession might be dodgy, like last time.
Come on, Warren. The gun was in your jacket.
If it was there, you must have put it there.
Look, we've now got a witness who says you showed her the gun the night before.
Reliable, is she?
A similar gun was used in a drive-by shooting in Island Lane a month ago. We believe it was the same gun.
Believe what you like. Like I said before...
Can I interrupt, Chief Inspector? You're asking my client all these questions about a gun, but I don't see this gun on the table.
It's still being tested at the lab.
I see. So as yet you have no forensic evidence linking my client with this theoretical gun?
Not as yet, no.
Then isn't it rather irregular that you're pursuing this line of questioning with my client in the absence of any such evidence?
Well, we thought he might like to try and help us. Save himself a lot of trouble.
My client is not here to help you, Chief Inspector. I suggest we terminate this interview until you have something concrete on these matters.
Back again, Mr. Hillman.
I just heard the news on the local radio, Chief Inspector.
Oh, yeah? What was that? Has there been an earthquake in Sunhill or something?
Only metaphorically speaking. I'll have a word in private.
Yeah, sure. Let's go outside.
I heard the appeal to the general public about the gun that was stolen from a police vehicle on Gresham Road this morning.
Yeah?
And, putting two and two together, I was wondering if this was the gun you failed to produce in the interview with Rufus Warren.
That's confidential information, and I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to disclose it.
But confidential or not, I shall be disclosing it in the magistrate's court tomorrow morning if you press charges against my client.
Is that right?
May I see my client to give him the good news, Chief Inspector?
Yeah, be my guest. I'll clear it with a custody officer.
Who's got the gun now, Fabian?
I told you, I don't know about no gun.
Did you give it to the gang?
I ain't in a gang.
Who are the other members of the gang, Fabian?
You want to bang me up, innit? What you doing trying to diss on your own brothers for, man? Whose side you on anyway?
This isn't about sides. It's about a gun and the law.
Yeah? And whose law's that? 'Cause it ain't my law.
Look, the law is the same for every... Come on, Fabian. You've been identified as the thief by a police officer.
What are you going to charge me with? You can see I ain't got no gun. No gun, no charge, right?
You're in the frame for 2 burglaries and 1 attempt already.
You some big shot copper with all them pips, innit?
I gave my rank at the beginning of the interview.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the chief. You're just his Joe. You ask me the questions, Chief.
All right, I will. Even if we don't get the gun back, Fabian, you know you're going to go down for it, don't you? And for the robberies if you don't cooperate.
Yeah?
But maybe the robberies aren't your fault.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
And of course you didn't know what was in the box when you took it out of the police car, did you?
No, I didn't.
So tell us what happened.
All right, look, I'll tell you what happened, all right? I've been following this gang. They don't want me in because they say I ain't got no bottle. No respect. Then I saw the police car and I thought that if I was to nick something off the law, then I'd get my respect. I didn't know it was a gun, did I? That's why I'm a league. I just wanted to get rid of it.
So you gave it to the others?
Yeah. Yeah, they thought it was cool, you know what I mean? Now I'm a member of the gang. Lifetime, just like in the films. And then you came along and nicked me.
Who are the others in the gang, Fabian?
Look, I ain't gonna grass up my brethrens, am I?
You don't have to. Just tell us where the gun is.
They've got it, not me. Leroy, he reckons he can sell it.
He's got a buyer?
Could be.
Where?
They're planning a meeting down the boat tonight.
You wanted to see me?
I've got some information for you.
Yeah? Well, that's why I'm here. Well,
that gun you found this morning.
what about it?
I heard it's back on the street.
So what's your information? Come on, don't waste my time.
I just want you to know that it wasn't me who did the Island Lane shooting.
You told me that before.
Now, just hear me out. Your raid was too early. Yeah, I was expecting a big delivery the next morning. Endine brought the gun down like he always does, with his goon. I needed to be tooled up for the handover, just in case anything went wrong again, like it did at Island Lane.
So what did happen at Island Lane?
Endine was riding shotgun for me, moving a lot of gear across London. They got jumped by another firm. You know the rest.
So Endine did the shooting?
I reckon he'll do anything to get that gun back.
And how can we verify all this?
Check out Endine's flat on the Bronte. You'll find plenty of ammo. Number 2, Hazeldean House.
found her like that.
Like what?
Somebody, a ditter.
But that wasn't you.
Ah, no way, man. Ali's a good little girl, you know. I'd never hurt her.
She's so good you just left her lying there with her face smashed in.
There was nothing I could do, was there?
Called an ambulance.
I did. I told an onlooker to get help. Because I knew, you see, if I'd have called in, yeah? I knew what you'd think. But I didn't do it.
For the tape, Mr. Stern is wearing a ring on his right hand. Could you tell us why you've been finding it impossible to get that ring off?
I injured my hand, as I've explained, in a fight with a mugger.
I'm showing the suspect JA1, which is a small precious stone. Now, whoever hit Ali hit her so hard that they left this behind. Can you show me the ring, please? No, the other one. Can you tell me what's missing from that ring?
I had to.
What?
Well, she came at me, and I had to.
So you're saying that she attacked you?
Yeah.
So you hit her?
In self-defence. You know how women can get when they're jealous.
You attacked her because she wasn't doing any more tricks for you?
No.
Oh, so she had started working again? Standing up to you like that? No respect? What would the other girls think? So you had to teach her a lesson? Tell me about the calls.
What calls?
The ones that Ali was making. Scaring the life out of someone.
Eh?
That was the last straw, wasn't it? When she refused to make any more calls for you.
You've lost me there, mate. What calls?
Join the club.
No, thanks.
So what was all that about, then?
I don't know.
The writing on Ali's back.
It's nothing to do with me, mate.
You know about it?
No.
Right, Mr. Stern, we know that you've been busy taking photographs, but the one we're interested in are of punters leaving your flat, Duncan. We're looking for a man who we believe has been trying to pass HIV on to women.
Yeah, right.
The writing on Ali's back? The reason she wasn't working? He's tall, white, clean-shaven, wearing dark glasses and sports cap.
Ah, him.
Sarge! Go on.
Bingo.
Oh, yes.
Sarge.
Disappointing, eh? Don't worry, I know who he is.
Who?
All you have to do is let me go.
Oh, no way.
I can even place him in the flat at exactly the right time.
We can certainly have a word with the judge.
That's not enough.
He could be bluffing, Sarge.
He had a mobile phone, didn't he?
No deal.
Your loss.
We are showing the suspect Exhibit DL1, a series of pictures of men entering and leaving number 17 Wellstead Street.
Your loss.
One photograph in particular I'd like you to look at.
Your loss, your loss.
When did you last sleep with Ali? I mean, you do sleep with her, don't you? That's your right as her pimp.
Nice try. But she didn't have it. It was just an excuse. It's a Puffs thing, isn't it?
He could have passed it on to Ali and she could have passed it on to you.
Then aren't I the lucky one?
More thanks to Ali, I suspect. I bet she knew the risks and wouldn't let you. That's what happened, isn't it? That's what the fight was about. She said no. Oh, it's one thing to say no to the punters, but you say no to you? You half beat her to death, and yet Ali was the one trying to save your life. Well, I think you owe her one, Mr. Stern. Now, where do we find this man?
You had your chance.
Duncan, any other victims come forward?
No.
Well, I haven't heard of any more.
Right, is that you?
He's ready.
Right, come on.
OK, Exhibit TP3, a silver snuff box.
Plate. Silver plate. Big difference.
OK, Exhibit TP3 was found in the right-hand coat pocket.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was found in the right-hand coat pocket. OK, Exhibit TP3 was found in the right-hand coat pocket. OK, Exhibit TP3 was found in the right-hand coat pocket. OK, Exhibit TP3 was found in the right-hand coat pocket.
No, it wasn't.
What, you're now denying that it was found in your pocket?
Now, it wasn't in the right-hand pocket, it was in the left.
The left?
Yeah.
Right.
Left.
OK. I'm showing the suspect Exhibit JA2. A picture of a man outside a property known as 17 Wellstead Street. Now, if you don't mind, can you see if you recognise that person in the picture? Well, do you recognise the guy in the picture?
You visited that flat on at least 2 occasions, didn't you? You paid to have unprotected sex with 2 of the girls there, and then you said to the girls in question, and indeed wrote on them, join the club. I'm showing the suspect Exhibit JA4. You told the girls that you had HIV and that now they had it too, or at least you hoped they had. I'm asking you one more time, are you aware that you carry the virus? What, is this some kind of sick joke?
The suspect looks at his hand, but says nothing.
Oh, interview terminated at 21:38.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, something like that. So you don't live with your wife, Mr. Marshall?
No.
Is there any particular reason?
Sometimes, as I'm sure you probably know, loving someone is not enough.
Don't you think she has a right to know?
Of course, and as soon as I get the chance, I'll go and see her. You haven't told her anything, I hope. My God, you have, haven't you?
No.
How could you? She must be in a hell of a
She
state.
doesn't even know you've been arrested.
Only that
Mr.
you
Marshall.
think I'm HIV positive and have been going around shagging prostitutes.
I have not told your wife anything.
Doesn't sound like it. We seem to have got off to a bad start with each other.
It would help if you answered some questions.
Liz?
Duncan? Yeah, look, I know, all right? You don't have to say anything. I owe you one.
Liz, what the hell are you... This is a really bad idea.
What was I supposed to do, Sarge? Stay at home and put my feet up?
Is she now part of the investigation? What is she doing here? She certainly hasn't come here for my benefit. You made that abundantly clear back at the station. Didn't you, Liz? So, what is it? Your own selfish needs? Or have you simply come to gloat in the hope that I might be utterly humiliated for the unspeakable crime of dropping you?
What? I left you, Andy.
Sarge! Sarge, come with you.
Sally, it's June Ackland. We found some medication. Can you tell me what it's for? It's called Combivir. Right, thanks. How long have you been HIV positive, Mr. Marshall?
Long enough.
What is this medication for?
None of your business.
Oh, yes, it is, Mr. Marshall. You've made sure of that.
No.
You had unprotected sexual intercourse in the full knowledge that it posed a considerable risk.
So what? We all know it's a risk, but it's not a crime. Having unprotected sex is not a crime. Having HIV is not a crime. I've not committed any crime.
To intentionally transmit an infectious disease is a crime.
The same applies to calls, does it? I had no intention of transmitting anything. If it happens, it happens.
Right, so you now admit to having unprotected sex in the full knowledge that you were HIV positive.
It is not a crime. And you had no right to go digging into my private life, my health. If I'm ill, that's my business, not yours.
Mr. Marshall, I'm
Are you
afraid...
married, Sergeant?
Mr. Marshall,
Single?
that is...
Separated? Divorced? Living with someone? Are they male or female?
Are you a lesbian? What sexually transmitted diseases have you got? Are you prepared to answer that? Then how do you think I feel?
You?
Julia.
What?
It's about Andy. Can I come in for a minute?
You've got a nerve.
He's been arrested. You knew you were infectious. You knew the risks, and yet you actively encouraged at least 2 prostitutes to have unprotected sex with you.
That's their lookout. They knew the score.
No, they didn't, Mr. Marshall. No, they didn't. And how do you explain, before having sex with any of your victims, you wrote on their backs, join the club? Well, what club would that be, Mr. Marshall?
I don't know what erotic means to you, but for me there is something deeply sensual about a woman's back. Watching the gentle flow of the pen over the warm skin. Little mounds and contours. I like that.
And then do you like telling your victims they're now HIV positive?
I didn't.
Do you have any idea what you've done?
You know, even if I'd wanted to pass on HIV, which I don't, having sex once the normal old-fashioned heterosexual way is hardly an effective method of doing it.
I don't think that's going to be much comfort to any of your victims, Mr. Marshall. Once can be plenty. It's time you face that.
Sarge, Beth's in the front interview room. She wants to give a statement. She said Marshall's the only possible source, the only one she had unprotected sex with.
Yes!
She's gone. She said she couldn't wait.
No!
Sarge! It's a lie. It's a big fake.
What?
He hasn't got it.
Tell me about your medication, Andy. Is it combination therapy? What pills do you take? How many times a day?
I don't know exactly. I have it written down.
None of these strips have been opened, Andy. You don't have it, do you?
What?
I know about the soap, all right? How you used to fake fits to frighten your parents. Well, that's certainly got them works up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've spoken to your dad.
That's clever. Because he's dead.
No. But your mother is. That was the last time you did it, wasn't it? You had everyone there thinking you had epilepsy. You even stole someone's tablets, just like you have now.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Who's Mr. P. Branch?
What?
These tablets were prescribed to him. I found them amongst your things. But you wanted me to find them, didn't you? Just like you wanted me to find that wedding ring. Like you wanted us to find the mobile phone. You wanted us to find them because you wanted to be found out. When you think you're being ignored, you just can't cope, can you? Like a little child. You wanted me to think you were married. Have a big scene and then prove it wasn't true. Well, I must have been a huge disappointment to you, was I? Because I wouldn't play along.
What is she talking about?
How did you feel when Julia got pregnant? How did you feel when Julia got ill?
You were a lousy shag, Liz. You really were.
You storm out. She's so ill she can't even follow you. Well, that must have hurt, must it? You wanted her to suffer for that, didn't you? Yeah, and she did. She really suffered. All those telephone calls, thinking she was, thinking you were HIV positive.
No.
You like to see the fear in women's faces, don't you? They can't ignore you then, can they?
What? Tell her I'm HIV positive. Tell her, for God's sake.
You haven't got it.
You know, you're the one who's in denial, Liz, not me. Because you really should get yourself tested.
Your blood donor card, Andy. So you tell me how you've got a brand new, up-to-date one.
You're a bitch, Liz. Grade A prize-winning bitch. Think you're clever. Thought you could just walk out. Ignore me as if I was a piece of dirt. I think I've had the last laugh, don't you?
Having unprotected sex with prostitutes. One of which we know is an intravenous drug user. Well, you may not have been HIV before, Andy. But there's a bloody good chance you are now.
I don't know what to say. Look, I thought I might go and see Beth on the Moby Alley. I mean, it's good news for them, at least. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah.
Afraid it can't. I'm DS Bolton, this is DC Rawton.
All right, take a break, Jess.
You're a friend of Shona Matthews, aren't you?
So what?
When'd you last see her?
What's it got to do with you?
She didn't come home last night.
I haven't seen her.
You've been trying to see her, though, haven't you?
No, I haven't. Who have you been talking to? Has someone been saying something?
I think we should do this down the station, Mr. Myers. It's a bit more private there.
Do I have to?
Not yet. Is there some reason why you shouldn't?
Sorry, folks. We're gonna have to leave it there. I've got to go and sort something out.
I'd get something for those scratches if I were you. So tell us about your relationship with Shona, Mr. Myers.
We had a bit of a fling, that's all.
Who finished it?
She did. Said there wasn't a future in it.
You wanted there to be a future, though, didn't you?
Like I say, it was just a fling.
But you were upset when she gave you the push, weren't you?
Claire's been mouthing off, has she? Sad cow, she hates my guts.
Why's that?
I went out of her before Shona, didn't I? She's been bad-mouthing me since I dumped her.
Claire's been lying, has she?
Yeah. Reckon she was the one who put Shona off me in the end. Always stirring it up.
Did you try to see Shona last night?
Yeah, I had to. I needed to talk to her.
So what time did you see her?
Late, after closing time.
Had you had much to drink?
A bit.
How much? A few pints? More?
More, yeah, I don't know, I don't remember. A couple of pints, couple of shorts. Not much, not really.
So what time did you see her?
About midnight.
So what happened? Did you meet up with her in the club?
No, I was just hanging around outside the River Lounge. I knew she would have been there for Claire's birthday. I know it sounds a little bit sad, but I needed to talk to her.
Did Shona want to talk to you?
She said she had a headache. I said, what about a walk? I didn't force her. It was like before. Like when she wanted me. We just walked for a bit.
Where'd you go?
Wharf Square.
Tell us what happened.
I needed to tell her how I felt. I tried to get through to her. I knew Claire would have been slagging me off.
So did you? Did you tell her how you felt?
No. It was just the usual, you know, me coming on too strong. She couldn't handle it, stormed off. Look, I didn't touch her, all right? I mean, she was okay. We had a bit of a row, but that was it.
You sure about that?
Yes.
How long did you actually spend with her?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Well, what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what?
Yeah, 5 minutes, maybe more. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I had a few to drink, hadn't I?
So you lost your memory now?
No, it's just the details!
How'd you get the scratches on your hand, Mr. Myers?
I don't know.
You can't remember that now, can you?
Look, I just had to make her understand. Shona sees things in black and white. It winds me up.
You hit her, didn't you?
No! Look, I grabbed her, all right? She was trying to walk away from me. I couldn't let her. She was storming off, crying. It made me worse. I wouldn't hurt her for the world. Honestly, I wouldn't. But...
Go on.
When I got home, I looked in the mirror. There was some blood on my shirt. I didn't hurt her. I wouldn't!
Paul, tell us where Shona is, please. Well, he admits to seeing her and he admits hitting her. We've got him running scared now, Gov.
We're not there yet, John. Do a Section 18 search of the house when you've arrested him.
OK.
And get the shirt with the blood onto forensics for urgent attention.
Right.
Because once he gets his lawyer in, we're going to need everything we can get.
The only thing we really need now is Shona.
Liz, you're going to have to get rid of Trig.
OK, go.
Well, thanks for getting back so quickly. Forensics. Blood on my shirt was Shona's.
No surprise there, then.
Has he asked for his solicitor?
Yeah, he knows we're serious.
Good.
Liz, forensics have just confirmed that the blood on my shirt was Shona's.
Has he admitted anything?
Well, not yet, he hasn't.
So we still don't know it was him?
Shona isn't even Trig's type.
How do you mean?
It's lonely middle-aged women that he goes for, not young clubbers. And there's nothing to suggest he had anything to do with the assault on Shona.
Opportunism. He said he saw her. We know he was there.
Yeah, so was Myers, and that's who we're going to go and talk to. Come on, John.
Don't say it, Danny.
Shona's in a bad way, I'm afraid, Mr. Myers.
How bad?
We won't know for a while.
She gonna be all right?
We don't know.
I gave her a slap, that's all it was.
So how come there was blood all over your shirt?
It was just a slap.
And what about the scratches on the back of your hands?
Look,
you're all right, thanks. She wears a ring. I don't know, it must have dug into my skin. I mean, that's where the blood on my shirt came from.
The blood was Shona's, Mr. Myers. We've had the results of the tests.
Look, I didn't hurt her, believe me.
You do admit you hit her, though.
But she gets nosebleeds. I mean, she must have had one.
I see. And does she often get nosebleeds, or just when you slap her?
I don't know. She gets nosebleeds. Ask her mum and dad, or ask Claire.
Your memory seems to be getting clearer, Mr. Myers.
Well, I've had a little time to think, haven't I?
So you went for a walk down to Wharf Square?
That's right.
Down by the river. Very romantic.
Just wanted somewhere quiet so we could talk.
You didn't take her somewhere private?
No, we went down to Wharfside Street, and that's all.
How can you be sure about that, Mr. Myers? You told me you'd had too much to drink, and your memory of events was confused.
Because she walked away from me, and she was OK.
We shall check this with Shona, of course. See if her version tallies with yours. That's if she pulls through.
All right, look. Go on, tell him. I'm not saying anything else.
Morning, Rachel, Gary. I'm DS Stanton, Sunhill CID. This is DC Proctor, DC Lennox, and we'd like to ask you both a few questions.
What about?
Like, where were you yesterday afternoon, say between 2:30?
I don't know. Guess I'd have to think about that.
Well, let me jog your memory. Were you down at the Quick Mart at all?
No.
Oh, really? You weren't, I don't know, somewhere near the fruit display, smack in front of the security cameras?
How about you, Gary?
Don't say anything.
OK, that'll do. Rachel Dibbs, Gary Lupton, I'm arresting you both on suspicion of contaminating goods.
Contaminating? But that's not... I said, shut up, Gary.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, anything you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
You're making a mistake.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Oh, care a lot about the environment, do you?
Just do what you have to.
What's this?
Herbal tea.
Come on, admit it. It's about the lip ring, isn't it? It's because we're different. I'm not like you. That's what you can't stand.
Sarge, have a look at these. Some of them have got puncture marks on them.
Still a mistake, is it? Where did you get the mercury, Rachel?
You know as well as I do that fat copper planted it.
Oh, yeah, why would he do that then?
Don't give me that. I was at the Newbury bypass camp. I've seen what you lot are capable of.
I'm now showing the suspect a copy of the demand letter, Exhibit CS2. Do you recognise it?
No.
Oh, are you sure? Look again. Well?
If I had written this, I wouldn't have called them GM foods. The correct description is foods containing GMOs, genetically modified organisms.
Right, so you do have a view on the subject, then?
Yeah, I think they should be banned, don't you?
You obviously feel strongly about it?
Look, if we continue using rogue DNA in foodstuffs, the first casualty is bound to be the human immune system. Millions could die. We don't need all this genetic engineering to beat world food shortages, just better cooperation between major world producers. Any school kid knows that.
Whose idea was it, Gary? Was it Rachel's? Look, I know you're both bright, committed people, but you know as well as I do that poisoning people's not going to change anything.
Is there something the matter, Gary? Your conscience or something? Or didn't you hear about the little girl that's in St Hugh's because of you?
I don't feel well. Listen to me, Gary. If it was Rachel's idea, now's the time to put yourself on side before it's too late.
For God's sake, we didn't plant the oranges. We were nicking them.
What, shoplifting?
Rachel said it was a blow against first world producers.
Are you all right?
No, I ate some of them for breakfast.
The benefit of the tape, Mr. Lupton is vomiting. Oh, go get him up, see if the FME is around.
Sarge.
Do you have a word, Sarge?
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, there's been another attack in the supermarket. Single suspect who ran away when challenged.
Same MO as the first one. And seeing as Mercury's pretty hard to come by, I mean, it's probably too soon after to be a copycat. Could be there's a group of them.
Maybe you should give the anti-terrorist squad a call. See if they've got anything on file. OK, keep me posted. Claire, can I have a look at that?
Skinny and nervous looking, eh? Sounds like the kind of dope who shares his time equally between surfing the net and reading poems to a blow-up doll.
Listen to the expert, Claire. He knows what he's talking about.
Tom, any luck?
Got a view straight down the high street, so I took a quick look, but nothing jumped out.
You let me try. Oh, do you fancy sitting in? I could use some extra pairs of eyes. Not to mention those razor-sharp insights. I'll throw in cappuccinos.
You're not doing yourself any favours, Mr. Ritchie, by refusing to answer.
Mr. Lilly told us you assaulted him for no reason. I mean, if there's something he's not telling us, like you were provoked, for instance, now is your chance to explain.
What'd be the point? In fact, why didn't you just lock me up now? With any luck, I'll still be in prison when the millennium dawns.
Is that what you want?
What else is there to look forward to?
Bit over the top, don't you think? I mean, it was only a holiday after all. You could book another one.
This isn't about a holiday! Haven't you even grasped that yet?
Then what is it about?
It's about knowing where your life is going. About whether you're in control of your own destiny.
And that's why you attacked Mr. Lilly?
Mr. Lilly's not the problem! He is the symptom. But the real question is whether we've got a future together.
Together?
Yeah. Me and Nicole.
Is that what this is all about? You're worried about your relationship with your girlfriend?
A trivial matter to you, perhaps.
I think you should know. Nicole's waiting out front for you. She's been worried sick.
Well, she doesn't care about us. This relationship's just an economic convenience. Half the mortgage, half the groceries.
Well, that's not the impression I got. I mean, she seems to care about you a great deal.
If she cared so much, How come she killed our baby?
And you sure he ran out onto the high street?
Positive. Just gotta hope we can pick him out. Remember, black baseball cap, blue rucksack.
You got your work cut out in that crowd. Still, you did say you wanted to hit the ground running, didn't you, Claire?
Yeah, but to be perfectly honest, this wasn't quite what I had in mind.
But don't knock it, Claire. Might be a big chance to make a name for yourself, if that's your agenda.
Not really, Jeff. The trouble with glory hounds is they usually end up with no mates, because nobody trusts them. Who wants to work like that? Wait a minute. Where did he come from?
Who?
This one with the baseball cap. Came out of that doorway.
Yeah, it certainly looks like him. And he's got the rucksack. See what he does next.
Well, there's a gift for you. Canley radio caps. The control centre's on our ground.
We need to build up a log of events concerning all police contact with a sick prisoner. The fuller the picture we get, the better. And then, if matters do go further, we have all the information to hand.
Yes, I understand.
Let's start right at the beginning, with how you came to arrest Ollie.
PC Smith and I were in the Panda doing a routine beat check when we came across Ollie just lying in the middle of the road.
And you decided to move him?
Our priority was safeguarding Ollie from any passing traffic. He was very drunk.
And what made it so obvious?
Oh, his behaviour. His breath.
And PC Smith thought the same?
As far as I know, yes.
You asked his opinion?
No.
Why not?
Because I think I've been enough years in the job to know a lay-down drunk when I see one.
Was it your intention to arrest Ollie for being drunk and disorderly?
My intention was to get him onto the pavement and out of harm's way. Unfortunately, there were also some youths gathering.
How old were they?
14 to 16. They were encouraging Ollie to muck us about, and at first I thought he was playing up to them. Later, however, I changed my mind. I think he was scared of them.
So you thought Ollie was in danger?
Yes. I mean, not only from passing traffic, there was a chance that he was going to get a kicking too.
So you arrested Ollie for his own safety?
Yes.
June, you were team sergeant. Wouldn't it have been better to let PC Smith make the arrest?
Yes, it would, but Dale had his hands full dealing with the gang of youths.
You didn't consider waiting until PC Smith was free again?
I didn't have a chance. Ollie ran back and lay down in the middle of the road again.
He ran?
Yes.
You mentioned the risk from the passing traffic. Did it not occur to you that an accident might have already happened?
There was no indication of that. He was just very drunk.
Well, did you examine him for any possible head wounds?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm a police sergeant and not a doctor.
Did you consider calling an ambulance?
Yes, I considered it, but there was so clearly nothing physically wrong with Ollie. I mean, he was running about.
Out of interest, as we don't have this man's real name, why did you settle on Ollie?
Yeah, well, that was just a bit of a bad joke. The kids were calling out Olay as he dodged between the cars.
June, it was because you were arresting officer that you came to be lending Sergeant Boyden a hand in custody. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Let me make sure I've got this right. Before you first moved Ollie from the middle of the road, you say you suggested calling an ambulance.
It was just an idea.
But Sergeant Ackland didn't agree.
Well, no. But later, Ollie was running around like a maniac. So the sergeant was obviously right. He was just plain ratted.
But at the time Sergeant Ackland came to that conclusion about not calling an ambulance, neither of you had actually seen Ollie move at all, had you?
Not really. But as I've said, she was right in the long run.
Was she? Sergeant Boyden, before the doctor arrived, you had already bedded Ollie down in his cell.
That's right.
But you hadn't processed him?
No, because it was a temporary measure. He badly needed somewhere to lie down.
What was wrong with the main custody area? You could have kept an eye on him there.
It was busy. I thought it would be best if he was out of harm's way.
That hardly proved to be the case, did it?
No, Mom.
When the FME did arrive, did you take him to see Ollie straight away?
No, Mom.
Can you explain that?
There was a sudden influx of prisoners, and I was temporarily without my jailer.
PC Garfield. He'd been collecting a prisoner's medication, ma'am.
Another officer was chasing an appropriate adult for a juvenile. We had 2 illegal immigrants dumped on us, a drink drive to be processed, and 3 Toms started fighting. On top of everything else, we had the added burden of showing 2 lay visitors around.
But we've already been told that the FME was in the custody area for some time before all of this.
Yes. Unfortunately, I didn't know about that. I wasn't on the desk when the FME arrived. Sergeant Ackland was. She was lending a hand.
At the desk?
That's right. She took the FME directly to the police surgeon's room to deal with the drink drive. She didn't tell me about that. It was a while before I knew he was there.
But you had called the FME specifically for Ollie.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
You say you had 2 illegal immigrants dumped on you. What makes you use that turn of phrase?
It's just that we weren't expecting them.
Why not?
Chief Superintendent Brownlow had arranged it with immigration personally. We weren't informed.
Sergeant Boyden, would you say conditions last night were unduly stressful?
No more than usual. We were coping.
No, Sergeant Boyden, I don't think you were. A man who had been put into your care for his own safety was left alone in a cell to die. Or do you call that coping?
Well, that clinches it. We're off the hook.
And your other little foray paid off as well.
Hmm?
Henry, the FME.
Oh, yeah, did he get in touch?
Yeah. The casualty consultant said there was no evidence that Dario had been injured or maltreated before he was admitted into St. News. But more significantly from our point of view, the brain scan showed that the blood clot was just a disaster waiting to happen. Any inquiry into Dario's death is going to clear us.
Yeah. He still might not have died if I'd got him straight to hospital.
Oh, well, if he'd have given up drinking and stopped living rough and gone back to the wife, yeah.
Look, the man was lying in the middle of the road waiting to be run over. If you ask me, Dario couldn't get off this planet quick enough.
Still doesn't make me feel any better, though.
Look, June. About what I said yesterday. I'm sorry. I was out of order.
No, you were right. I was wrong.
Well, are you admitting you make mistakes?
Yeah, well, enjoy it while you can, Matthew, because I don't intend to make a habit of it.
Yeah, Dario's death got to us more than I realised.
Yeah, and you know why? Because we all know there'll be a disaster like that waiting to happen again and again and again.
Of course there will. How can we tell the difference between someone who's drunk and got a medical condition?
Yeah, and there are always going to be people like Dalton and Salford to pick some hole in the custody records.
I tell you, Bob, it's getting so you need a Valium sandwich to do this job.
And what backup do we get? You know, management tells us to plead guilty so they don't have to face any awkward questions.
Well, maybe we don't have to do that. When a situation like this occurs, we usually bend over backwards to avoid being hauled up in front of the disciplinary board and getting charged.
Too right.
But this time we've got nothing to fear. So maybe in my interview, that's exactly what I invite them to do.
What? Get them to charge us?
Well, maybe not go that far, but thanks to June's information, we've got nothing to fear. We're in the clear. But Brownlow doesn't know that. He thinks there's going to be a full inquiry, and he's going to be sweating. So maybe this is our chance to get all these problems out into the open.
Nice idea.
Yeah, come in.
Sergeant Cryer.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes, please.